Thank you for coming to my channel, Compass Starlight. Giving something new a try. I've been channeling energies, and so I want to address those energies I have been channeling. What can I say? That you are rising above pettiness. I wanted to use a different word. You're rising above pettiness. You are soaring above and seeing a bigger picture. Seeing a bigger picture for yourself, for your life, having the ability to see how others interact and their motivations. So when you rise up, raise your frequency, you have this ability to sort of reassess your situation, your environment, your perspective. And in doing so, you can see your place in that environment and choose whether or not to remove yourself. So this is a full moon reading. We are embracing letting go. This is mid-July. Today we are due for the full moon. Although hopefully this gets posted before the full moon rises. So among that imagery of rising above the BS, the pettiness, the self-centeredness or self-serving energies of others, you have an opportunity to sort of pause like the Hanged Man, take a step back and assess your environment, assess your involvement with people, places, and things, establishments like your work environment, your, that was Temperance that just flipped out, your work environment, your school environment, the Artisan, what else? And Saturn. Any other establishment. You have the ability to soar above it all and take a greater perspective. And simultaneously, you'll see the unfortunate circumstances of the little guy meeting its end. Yes, there's a reason why I say unfortunate, but basically it's like the petty, the small, those that wish to keep you down and in a lower vibration, to keep you from rising, they will meet their end. And, it may be a sad loss for some. Let's just say this is a person in your life that you are cutting free because they bring you down as far as frequency is concerned. And there may be someone who grieves that connection. The end of the petty. We have, you're not for everyone. Yes. So this is the Starseed Oracle. I've drawn 3 cards from the Mantegna Tarot, which is my deck of archetype cards. And I also have my Visconti Tarot, and what is this? My Neon Rider Tarot. So we're looking for energies, I want to say focused on endings, because that's what we do when we get the full moon. We reflect on the endings. I have the deck upside down. I don't generally read cards upside down, so we have endings. We're reflecting on the cycle and closing that cycle. It's not a time to embrace or encourage new beginnings. We're not focused on manifesting per se. We are focused on closing doors so that we can manifest and open new doors. But the idea is to see what we've accumulated in the cycle of the moon to the point where it's full, and we have, and figure out what of that which we have we do not need, and to either rid ourselves of that which we do not need so that we can welcome in some new energy, or to cut things out for the same reason. So far here with the tarot, I have Temperance, the Moon, the Two of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Ten of Swords. We're going to have to clarify that Ten of Swords. Yes, so with Temperance, we're trying to figure out finding balance in what actually serves us, taking a pause, finding balance in your life. Where are you giving your energy, where things might be out of balance, and that could be give and take in relationships. It could be just overall where you are investing your time and energy. For clarification on Temperance, we have the Hermit, apropos, and the Sun. This is the question of where we want to. My apologies, I do have cats and there was an interruption. Cat said, these cards, the Hermit and the Sun with Temperance here, have to do with balancing your energy and your investment. The Hermit card is a card about taking a pause and seeing things, going within and really doing an internal examination. What do they call it? Self-digestion. Just looking within, self-analysis, to see where you have been investing your time and where you have been giving a shit, right? We have the Sun here. So this is a bright light. This is inspiration. This is that fire within, that fire that inspires us. And that is the question of where would you invest your time and your energy? What would make you truly happy here as you make this assessment at the culmination of the full moon? Now with the Moon card here, let's see what might come out. Do I have this deck in reverse? Yes. Pardon the cat noises she's playing. Well, what do we have here? We have the Lovers. Alright. The Lovers is a choice. Now, with the Moon, I see a few things. This is a path, should you choose to go down that path. It is a commitment. Things are hidden. With the Lovers being a choice, you choose whether or not to commit to going down this path, knowing that there are things that you cannot see ahead of you on the path. There may be some surprises. Are you willing to take that risk by engaging in this agreement, this commitment? So what does that say about the full moon energy and us approaching this full moon? Perhaps you've already embarked. This is sort of past moving into future on my table here with the tarot cards. So this could suggest, in fact it does suggest, that you've already committed to going down a path, and there were things ahead of you on the path that you just couldn't see because it was dark. We did not have the illumination of the sun. And now that the sun is coming to bear upon, illuminate that which was in the dark with the moon, now we have a chance to reassess this agreement, this exchange, this choice. Things are being revealed to us. Maybe you're finding out the true nature of the character of the person or entity establishment in which you engaged in this contract that is represented by the Lovers and the choice. The next card out we have in the tarot here is the Two of Pentacles. This is, it's not really a choice like this or that. It's more trying to balance, again, those energies. So perhaps, and it's likely, your intuition has told you something is off, and you have been trying and trying and trying to reconcile that feeling, that intuition is telling you something is off, and you just can't see it because it's been hidden in the darkness under the moon. It's been hidden Do you keep going down that path? Your intuition is telling you something is off, and you're trying to balance this energy with logic. So it's like head and heart, perhaps. It does pertain to your material world. So what do we have for clarification with this Two of Pentacles? The Hierophant. The Hierophant is that wiser self. The Hierophant is that part of you that says it's okay to move on, or it's okay to end things here. This is your final decision maker. This is that part of you, your connection to source. The Hierophant gives his blessing. So what have you been giving your blessing to? Or now, as we are in the present circumstances, what is the Hierophant blessing? Is the Hierophant blessing the choice you have to end an investment in a certain person, situation, place or thing? Is the Hierophant blessing an ending? Or is the Hierophant blessing your decision to continue down a path or to go down a path you have chosen? It being the full moon and looking at endings, to me, the Hierophant is saying this ending that is coming to fruition in your life, or this ending that you are enforcing in your life, is supported by your inner knowing. Next on the table here we have the Ace of Cups. Now, there's that cliche saying, when one door opens, another door closes. When we close off this cycle, something new takes its place. And there we have the Ace of Cups being presented to us with the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords brings the sword of clarity, the sword of truth. This is the research, the knowledge. Maybe in order to find balance in the Temperance card and the Two of Pentacles, to find that which was hidden in the dark, you've had to do a little bit of research. It's brought you to certain conclusions. Now, what do you do with those conclusions? The Hierophant says, I honor your decision. The Ace of Cups is followed by the Knight of Pentacles. So what I'm saying is that when you close a cycle, a new one comes in. This one, being presented by the Ace of Cups, suggests a new gift from the universe, one that will be emotionally fulfilling to you. But you have to let go and end the cycle. And you have to commit yourself to that ending as well. The Page has new knowledge, the Page of Swords. We also have this Knight of Pentacles coming in here too with he's bringing the Ace of Pentacles. That is a new opportunity in the material world. This could be a raise at work if you're getting some kind of evaluation. It could be the promise for a new relationship that it's basically a new seed to be planted. Are you going to plant that seed? Clarification, we have the Nine of Swords here. The Nine of Swords is being up in your head about a certain situation. Sleepless nights, not really knowing which way to go. And the fear here is the Ten of Swords. Being stabbed in the back 10 times. Hit him again, he ain't dead yet. Have you had enough of this? Are we to expect to be stabbed in the back? Or does this suggest an ending to that feeling of being let down and betrayed? Let's hope it's an end to that feeling of being let down and betrayed, because, go through a lot of it. And that being said, I have a habit of putting myself in situations or around people that I don't know, and I don't know. I don't want to take somebody else's word for judgment on a person, place, or thing. I want to find out for myself, and I will. But sometimes that takes an investment of time to find out for myself. And more often than not, because I am a bit of a loner, I can keep my own counsel. I'm an observer, but I will engage with people. So more often than not, I want to know the truth, and I find out the truth, and the truth can be pretty rough, right? The truth is your best friend, but the truth sometimes, especially when it comes to the character of another person, can be pretty rough, and people are just self-serving and mean out there in the world, and that's a reminder to engage in the moment, embrace love and spread love. That's what the world really needs, more of that energy right now. But when you feel like you've been stabbed in the back, or relationships with people, you're not really all that invested in those relationships, if it can feel rough. But I'll tell you what, an exercise of self-development, those like harsh vibes in the world, those rough patches are just like even cutting words, swords, just chiseling away at you. Like, if you are a diamond that shines brightly, if you are a light in the world full of love, all of those circumstances really only give you more facets through which to shine your light. Remember that. For clarification on the Ten of Swords here, we have the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands. This is a new enthusiasm. A new enthusiasm. Where are we moving with that enthusiasm? Are we done with the Ten of Swords? Are we finding confidence to move forward into something beautiful? Give me one more card, please. Angels, guides. We have the Fool. So the choice is yours, because the Fool is a card of the tarot, just like all the other cards, has its negative and positive side. The Page of Wands, if it's your energy and you're embracing that energy, this says, be enthusiastic and go forth into the world with enthusiasm. Know who you are and bring that with you and shine it out for everyone to see. And the Fool says, go ahead and take that leap of faith, knowing that you will be supported in being your authentic self. The Fool negative is this perhaps being another person, somebody who's youthful, who really, their frequency isn't a match with yours, but you thinking that you could change them and trying to engage in, say, a love relationship with somebody who's not going to match your energy. That's Fool negative. It's a foolish choice to try to go with somebody who isn't going to match your energy, who is not yet mature enough into that position. They are not the knight. They are not the queen. They are not the king. These are just archetypes, but they're there for a reason. They're supposed to represent maturity levels, for example, stations and status. A page is not going to meet you in the same way as a king. Now, the King of Wands is somebody who's very secure and sure of himself. The Page of Wands might be sure of himself, but this is more of a cocky energy, in and out. When it comes to relationships, this is not somebody who is likely to stick around. But if this is your energy and the way that you are engaging with the world in general, embracing in activities, embracing in new endeavors, this is a positive sign, and you are encouraged to take that leap of faith and know that you have enough wisdom and experience behind you to embark on this new journey. Now I'm going to read to you the oracle card here. You're not for everyone. This again is the Starseed Oracle. Embrace your weirdness. Yes. Face your true north. The world is filled with people who, no matter what you do, just won't like you. But it's also filled with those who will love you fiercely. They are the people, they are your people. You're not for everyone, and that's okay. Talk to the people who can hear you. Forget those little petty energies. You soar high above them. Don't waste your precious time and gifts trying to convince others of your value. They won't ever want what you're selling. Don't try to convince them to walk alongside you. You'll be wasting both your time and theirs, and will likely inflict unnecessary wounds that will take precious time to heal. You're not for them, and they're not for you. Politely wave them on and continue on your way. Sharing your path with someone is a sacred gift. Don't cheapen it by rolling yours in the wrong direction. Keep facing your true north. Keep shining after this kind of energy. Pulling this card means you're being called to embrace your uniqueness, to own your weirdness, to let the world see who you really are, to reveal your multifaceted, multidimensional nature, not to dim your light according to who is in your presence, to own all parts of yourself so that your people, the ones who are the same kind of weird as you, can recognize you when your paths cross. How can you embrace your weirdness and not care so much about what other people think? And then we have a few more cards. We have Temperance, 34, the Artisan, card number 3, and Saturn, number 47. And I actually have not read, I haven't done a spread in a long time. I think I need to refer to the little booklet, and I will read these. Temperance, we have this card twice, actually. The booklet really doesn't say much anyway. Temperance, you see? We have it twice. This is the balance. This is alchemizing, learning from our experiences. What have you been experiencing from the last full moon up until now? It's harmonizing. Moderation. Prevention is the best cure. This is also to say, with this reading, that as you assess the circumstances through which you have recently undergone, whatever, you should be now in a position to ask yourself, when you encounter people with whom you are familiar, or new people, how does this person, place, situation, entity, establishment serve me? Is this a yes or a no? Am I going to lose here? Basically. Is this for me? When it's an individual, it's much easier to be able to tell if the person's intentions are self-serving or if they come from a place of love. And again, it's an opportunity for you to ask yourself, where do your energies come from? Are you coming from a place of love? Because that is how you prevent, right? Yeah. Prevention is the best cure. That's how you prevent these kind of energies of being stabbed in the back. So with You're Not For Everyone, this card talked about embracing your weirdness. You're not for everyone, and you need to be true and authentic to yourself so that you can shine brighter, right? And Temperance is saying you should have enough awareness, self-awareness, and intuition, knowledge of how people are interacting with you to know whether or not they're appreciating your light and your frequency, or whether they just, are not worth your time, in which case you can prevent a mess, right? We next have the Artisan, which is card number 3. This archetype is ability to develop technical skills. This is an opportunity. I wouldn't call the Hermit being a technical skill necessarily, that introspection, that self-assessment. But with the Page of Swords here, this is a card where we're doing research. So how can you, the Artisan is sometimes similar to the Eight of Coins, because in the Eight of Coins, that's an earthly plane, and you're turning out the work repetitively, and consistency really matters. It builds a reputation, and it also builds quality work that is based on skill. The Artisan is in alignment with that Eight of Coins. This is a number 3 card. This is a card about refining oneself, but you have the skill to bounce back. With this reading, that is really what this is asking of you, to hone that skill, right? You have the skill to discern what kind of people are entering your life or approaching you, what kind of circumstances are approaching you. You also have the skill to make the assessment whether or not it's an investment worth your time. And then finally we have Saturn here. This card always gets me. It's kind of weird because there are 4 little babies at his feet and one up by his mouth, and maybe they're not babies, maybe they're meant to be like cherubim, little angels. This is the archetype for isolation. Always think before acting. Well, tell you what, that is what we are being asked to do with the Hermit, to think before acting, because ultimately we want the Hierophant, our higher self, to bless our choices and our actions, but we need to really consider the people and circumstances with whom we are engaging before we act in order to get the blessing of the Hierophant. What do we see for the new energy coming through? Not much. We didn't get much for the future, and that's okay, because today is the full moon and we're looking at closing out a cycle. So hopefully this reading helped you think about some things that will assist you in closing out some cycles in your own life with certain people, certain places, certain things, community groups, establishments like work and educational institutions, etc. Thank you for coming to my channel, Compass Starlight, and I'll see you again in the future.